What is up, Heifas and friends? Welcome to another Java and Journeys at Home edition with your girl Jillian. What's up? How are you doing? If you're new here to this channel, my name is Jillian and welcome to another one of my adventures. This time, y'all, as you know, because this is the at home edition, I am going to be reviewing some merch I recently purchased from the Disney store online. You all know that I have talked so many times about purchasing Disney merch in the bougie but on a budget way. Y'all, most of the Disney merch that I have, oftentimes, not all, but for the most part, I get it discounted. I will wait for the Disney store to notify me of certain sales they're having, clearance items, and I will just wait. Have I missed out on items with that method? Yes, I missed out on a lot of items. So if you ever see something that truly speaks to you, and especially if it is an item that is out that is rare because of the season or because of a celebration, you may want to go ahead and jump on that, right? But for those items that are a little bit more common or something that you love but feel like you don't need to have right away, check out the Disney store online and wait for it to come down in price, because 9 times out of 10, it will come down. So given that we are nearing the fall and spooky season, I went ahead and racked up on a few items. We're going to try on some Disney ears that I recently purchased, some sweaters, as well as a couple of shirts that I will show you, so that way you have an idea of what I am rocking with. So buckle up, Buttercup, and let's go ahead and get on with this journey. Now, you all know the bougie heifer in me. When we're doing these at home editions, I like to set the mood. We have our candle going, we have our little fireplace. I have my little flowers here, and y'all, this is not even real. This is just a little arrangement that I put together because your girl is not trying to spend her coin and her checks on buying fresh flowers all the time, although I love me a really nice fresh bouquet. But I'm like, those are like more for special occasions, or if I happen to be somewhere and the flowers are on sale. Let me tell you really quick, 5-second rant. This is what I miss most about living in Seattle, because the flowers at Pike Place Market especially were always very much, to me, on the low for what you can get for a really beautiful bouquet, because flower vendors are so prominent in Seattle that, you know, because of the competition, it drives the prices down. So I used to do more fresh flowers when I lived in Seattle versus when I moved out of the state, and fresh flowers are a little bit of a novelty, right? Not hard to come by, but because there's not as much competition, the prices tend to be a little bit higher. So since moving here to Florida, and especially with the heat and everything, I've just gotten more into my artificial flower bag. So if you have any questions about what I recommend in terms of artificial flowers and what you should think about, if you want to put together a very simple bouquet, your girl is here. Drop down in the comments and let me know. But we have the vibe just right. We have our items that we are going to look at below. And so we are going to go ahead and get on this good floor and get into the showing of these items that I recently purchased from the Disney store. And you all know how we like to do things here at Java and Journeys. Because y'all, I have had already some coffee earlier today, we're going to calm things down with a little bit of lavender calming tea from Yogi. That is a very prominent brand. You can find it at your grocery store. Try the lavender calm. The box is purple. If I can find a picture of it, I'll post it up here. But it is such a nice, relaxing tea, a really great way to wind down your day. So this is what we are drinking on our little Disney store haul preview today. Cheers. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I love it. It's such a nice, light, delicate flavor. So y'all, we're going to go ahead and start out with the ears. Now, while I am showing you some of the items that I purchased, I'll also share with you the prices, what the original price is, and then what the discounted price is at the time that I purchased these items. Let's talk about the sale. So when I purchased these items at the time, the Disney store was doing 25% off of a lot of their merchandise, as well as giving you free shipping for, I want to say it was orders that were over, it was either 50 or 100. It was one of the two. So what I recommend when you are trying to shop around for Disney merch, for those of you all that love Disney and you love going to the parks or watching the shows and you just like having a little bit of merch, wait, like subscribe to their notifications, turn them on, and that way you can see when they have sales. And like I said, unless it's like an item that's very seasonal, that is something that is celebrating a certain occasion, I would just wait if you can, unless you really want that item. We've all been there. But that way you get to stretch your dollar out just a little bit more. I am a clearance rack girly, so if something goes on sale, especially at Disney, I try to pay attention to that. So that way I'm not spending all of my coin, because as you all know, we have talked about this on Java and Journeys. What gets my check? Universal, Disney, and Beyonce. It's done and dusted. That's where a lot of my money goes. But let's get into the first set of ears. So I purchased these orange bird ears, and you know, the orange bird is very popular around the Flower and Garden Festival that happens every year at Disney. Now, I'm going to look down so I can look at the prices and make sure I'm being accurate with you all. The original price of the orange bird ears were $20.98, and with the discount, that was knocked down to $15.74. So that's how much I paid for these. So basically from 20 to 15, if we want to just like do some nice round numbers here. Opening this up, you can see a little bit more of the detail. And I love Orange Bird. That is one of my favorite Disney characters. And what I liked about these ears in particular is that Orange Bird, just the colors, it's not too loud, but it's like a softer orange palette. And of course you have the orange sparkle bow. And then here are the back of the ears. And I had my eyes on these for the longest time. And y'all, I was just like, I'm going to wait for them to go on sale. And here they are on. And they feel very comfortable. It doesn't have a comb, because some of the Disney ears have combs, or they may have a different texture on the side. But these feel very soft. What do you all think? I think these look very cute, so I cannot wait to wear these in the park, and more particularly at Epcot, since that's where you see a lot more of the Orange Bird merchandise. So ears number one, Orange Bird theme. Love these. I think these look great. They look exactly how they were pictured online, so no issues there. Let's look at our next set of ears. Now, these are Haunted Mansion theme, and you'll see how these are wrapped too. And when I've ordered things before from the Disney store online, it's very well packaged. It comes in, you know, a standard box, but it's sealed really well. And Disney also puts in a lot of like the air bubble like packing material, so that way your items are pretty secure. And here are the Haunted Mansion ears. Here's the back, and I just love the detailing. So this of course looks like the wallpaper inside of the Haunted Mansion, so I love how it's all matchy, especially with the bow. And it feels very soft in terms of the inside lining of the ears. Tuck this back part back, and I just like, yeah, I really love these. I think these are absolutely adorable. Let's talk about the cost. So for the Haunted Mansion ears, these were originally $34.99, and I paid $26.24 for these ears. And I want to say that these may be also newer in terms of when these came out, because I want to say I saw these at the Haunted Mansion gift shop over in Magic Kingdom. And again, I was like, oh, these are cute. I'm just going to wait and see if they go on sale. Let's look at our next ears. We have, and I think this may be our last set, so I just wanted to triple check. Now, y'all, these are a little bit more weighty, and these particular ears came out during the Cinderella 75th anniversary celebration that was over the summer. Or I should say, I think it was like scratch summer. This was in the spring, actually, the 75th anniversary into the summer. So I want to say it was like late spring, very early summer. And here's the wrapping, as you all see. Let's take them out so we can get a closer look. All right, y'all. Here are our Cinderella ears. Very beautiful. It's giving princess. It's giving glass slipper. It's giving, we're getting into our princess bougie bag. And then you see the detailing on the side too. It actually says Cinderella like on the side. And you have like the 75th anniversary call out. So very beautiful. And this is metal. So this isn't like some cheap plastic. It feels very heavy. So in comparison to our Haunted Mansion and our Orange Bird ears, these are light, y'all. This has some weight. So I don't know that I would wear this a full day in the park. These ears too, you hear the plastic and you also see the sparkle. So it's very clear. It's a little bit harder to see on the camera, but these are very glittery and sparkly. So definitely giving princess vibes. And also check out the interior of these ears. These have a comb in them. And it's probably because that these are a bit heavier in weight. So I don't know that I would recommend wearing these or something that's similar to this all day in the park. This would be one of those, hey, I'm going to the park. I'm a pass holder. I'm just hanging out for a few hours in the evening, or I'm going to a very special Disney event. I'm going to go see Disney on Ice and Cinderella is my favorite Disney princess and I'm just going to wear these for a few hours. That's what this is giving, because this is heavy. I'm not going to lie to you. And let's get into the price, right? Because I remember during the 75th anniversary, I saw these and I wanted to get them because I was immediately drawn to them. But let me tell you what stopped me. It was the comb interior, and also I think it was the price as well. So I was like, So when these went down a little bit, I was like, you know what? I think that it's at a reasonable price that even if, let's just say, they're so uncomfortable on my head, if I wear them, it will be a nice item just to display. So these were priced originally at $31.99. I purchased these for $23.99. So I like that little price drop, and to me it made these a bit more affordable, but I could totally see why these are a little bit more on the expensive side because, y'all, of the material that's used for these. So let me try these on just so I can see how they feel. All right. So y'all, these are definitely, like I said, you feel the weight. These are secure on your head. And I like the fact that I thought that the comb piece, and again, have not worn these all day in the park. And let me actually raise my camera. Let's go back just a little bit. I have not worn these all day in the park. So I don't know if the comb piece would actually irritate my head after a while. Right now, I feel like you see how these are like wiggling a little bit. So you want to make sure that you really put these in, because I feel like it'll secure these a bit more. But I can already tell you, because of the weight, like I said before, y'all, this is not something I would wear all day in the park. This is like hanging out at Disney for just like a couple of hours, or if you're visiting and you're a tourist coming into Florida, or you're in California going to Disneyland, or you're going to any of the parks internationally, and you're staying at a resort on site, you're staying somewhere right in the area, you're just going into Disney for an evening hanging out for a couple hours, this will be good. I don't know that I would recommend wearing something like this all day, but I love the quality. I love the princess feel of these. These are nice ears. So that concludes my ears that I recently purchased from the Disney store. And I would say between all of them, the ones that I think I like best, I love the Cinderella, but honestly, I'm going back and forth between the Orange Bird and Haunted Mansion because those are just a little bit more classic. I think I may like the Orange Bird ones the best in terms of just look and aesthetics. But y'all, I'm happy with all of these. To me, they look exactly as pictured because I had already seen all of these. I knew what I was going to be expecting, especially when it came to the Cinderella ears. I want to say for people that maybe you miss a lot of details if you're just looking at a picture, this one, I think out of the three, the Cinderella ones are the ones that I think would be the surprise in terms of the feel, the weight, how they look, if you ordered them sight unseen in person. So that's something to keep in mind when you're buying these ears. Make sure to really read the details and read the reviews, because I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, also the Cinderella ears didn't have the number of stars that the other ears had, and it was because people mainly were complaining about the weight of the ears. So something to keep in mind. Now let's get into looking at the sweaters that I purchased. Now, y'all, I'm probably not gonna be able to wear these sweaters until we get into like very late fall here in Florida. It's pretty hot, and it's going to stay hot all the way up through November. I don't think we're gonna see the temperature starting to drop. And when I say drop, I mean like getting back into like lower 80s, 70s, and then, you know, subsequently into the 60s until we get to like very late October, November. So there is a period in Florida where you can get away with wearing like your crew neck sweaters outside, but that window is like a very small window. It's like, I would say maybe for a few months, you're looking at from like somewhere between like November, December through maybe like February. And that's about it. And then once you get into March, it starts heating up again for the spring. But I'll show you all this sweater that I purchased that I thought, and this size of this sweater is I think this is a medium, if I'm not mistaken, because a lot of Disney's clothes, so this is what I also love about Disney merch, it tends to run on the larger side, whereas Universal, their stuff tends to run, to me, a bit smaller. So again, something to keep in mind if you are interested in your Disney merch, they do tend to run on the larger size. This one I absolutely loved because it's kind of like that washed out red material. And I love the detailing here. It says "Giddy Up." And I love the fact that it's like, it feels like nice, like yarn thread. You have Mickey here playing the guitar. So I absolutely fell in love with this. You have the little fire detail. And I feel like if I had to find this somewhere in the parks, I would probably find this at like the Fort Wilderness Lodge, like that resort area, because this feels like it would be complementary to that. I've actually never seen this sweater, or I haven't seen it yet in the World of Disney store that's inside Disney Springs, but this feels like something that you would find at the Fort Wilderness Resort. So very cute. And yes, I see the sticker here. So this is a medium size, and you see how large this is, y'all. And I'm a big girl, I'm a plus size girly, and like this seems pretty large for a medium, and it has some really good like stretch to it. So I think this looks fantastic. And in terms of price, so the original price for the Mickey Giddy Up crew neck sweater was $64.99. Original price, I paid $48.74. Now, let's get into our next sweater. This one I thought was absolutely adorable. And I have a couple of like Ariel, Little Mermaid ears, and I've never really worn them because I didn't really feel like I had the right shirt or the right colors to really complement the Ariel ears. Now I feel like I have something here. So this is another crew neck sweater. And this one, y'all, is Little Mermaid theme. We have Prince Eric's dog here in the center, and in the front it says Prince Eric's Royal Sailing Academy. So this is it in all its splendor. It's a heather gray color, and this is also a medium size. And I just like the nautical, the beach theming to this. This is so adorable, so cute. And I cannot wait to wear this. And I'll tell you all, because you're like, Heffa, why are you buying these sweaters and you are a few months away from being able to actually like wear them outside? I am going to be going to Southern California around the Labor Day holiday, and I cannot wait. And in Southern California, it cools off quite a bit in the evening. And so I am looking forward to wearing a lot of these on that particular trip. So I'm excited. I'm like, your girl already has her outfits pretty much planned and ready to go. And during that trip, I'm also going to be participating in the Disneyland Halloween 5K race. So that's going to be, I think, a good one. So I'm looking forward to participating in that. I'm like, wait, is that 5K or 10K? actually, I think the Halloween one is a 10K, and then the 5K I signed up for is the Wine and Dine, which is going to be later in the year. Or no, it's going to be next year, actually. I want to say maybe in February. So I cannot wait, y'all. Even though I'm a bit girly, I love to go out. I like to walk. I'm not a big runner, but I love the Disney races. They're just a lot of fun. They're not super serious. So for me, I think that it doesn't matter your size. You can get out, you can enjoy these same experiences. So look into them, and also check out my previously recorded content on my first Disney 5K. And I'm certainly taking you all with me when we go to Disneyland for the Halloween 10K, as well as the Wine and Dine 5K that's going to be early next year. Now, let's get into the pricing. So for Prince Eric's Sailing Academy sweater, that one, let's see if I can find it here, y'all. That one originally was $39.99, and I spent $29.99 on that particular sweater. This next one, I'm super excited because it is a shout out to one of our classic Disney shows that they have brought back. Drop down in the comments if you love the Proud Family. Y'all, I can't. Like, even the opening song for the Proud Family, Destiny's Child, like, come on. Like, it is so classic. Penny Proud and the shenanigans that her family gets into. I absolutely love this. And I have seen this sweater before at the World of Disney store. I have not seen the other two sweaters that I showed you all, but I have seen this one, so I knew what to expect. And I was so happy to be able to get this one at a discount. So here is our Proud Family, and it says Penny on it, and you have like the heart plus 1,000 because, you know, we all love like the Proud Family. And it's pink, of course. You have some details on the sleeve. So we have Penny Proud here on the sleeve, which I absolutely love. And there's not a character on the other sleeve, but you do have also the Proud Family prominently displayed on the back. And just in case you missed it, we have Penny #LikeABoss. So I love this sweater. And again, this is one of those where I'm like, I want to get something Proud Family-esque. I don't have any Proud Family merch, but I was like, you know what? I'll wait. We'll see if it goes on sale. So let's talk about how much that one costs. The Penny pullover sweatshirt, that one originally $34.99. I was able to purchase it for $26.24. So y'all, every little bit counts and it adds up. And not to mention, because I am an annual pass holder, you don't get an additional discount on top. If you order stuff from the Disney store as a pass holder, typically, especially if they already have their sales, it's calculated in there. But if you are a pass holder and you go to the World of Disney, you're buying merch, all of that is discounted, and the discount is going to depend on the tier of the pass holder you are. So, y'all, I stay trying to get these discounts racked up. And because most of my check goes to Disney, Universal, or Beyonce, if I can get something on sale that I like and that I'm attracted to, that's what I try to go for. So y'all, that wraps up the crew neck sweater. If you were to ask me which crew neck sweater am I the most excited for, I love all three of these. I don't know, which one did you like the most of the sweaters? I think for me, I don't know, maybe the Proud Family. They all just have like unique details. I think I kind of like the Giddy Up one maybe the most, but I love all of these. I cannot wait to wear them. They're all great. Now we're going to get into the last part of our Disney haul with me showing you a couple of the shirts that I purchased. So in the spirit of spooky season that's upcoming, and this is why I'm like, I cannot wait to wear this. I am going to go to the Oogie Boogie Bash, and this will be the first time that I've ever gone to the Oogie Boogie Bash. I didn't even go when I lived in Southern California. I purchased this Snow White, and my sister actually has like the queen ears that will like match with this perfectly. So I may have to ask her if I can borrow those when we go to California. But y'all, check out this shirt. It has, of course, the evil queen featured on here from Snow White as herself disguised as like an evil hag. And it's wickedly delicious, fresh baked apple pies. And then at the bottom, it says 1 bite and you'll be hooked. Home delivery available. You'll see that here. Y'all, this shirt is everything. I absolutely love this one. And this is actually a size large. And I looked at this and I was like, could I have gotten a medium in this? There's nothing on the back, so plain back. And maybe I could have, but I also don't mind it if my shirts fit a little bit on the larger side. And I'm going in between like a large medium phase right now when it comes to the Disney shirts. So I just have to like figure out what works best for me, but I absolutely cannot wait to wear this. And let's get into the price. So for that particular shirt, the Evil Queen shirt was $29.99. I paid $22.50 for the shirt. So I am super excited. This is just going to be so cute, especially when we get into the Halloween festivities, both at Disneyland and Disney World. And the last shirt I have to show you all, again, going back to our Little Mermaid, because I actually don't have a lot of Little Mermaid merch. Last shirt just opened. This is like very like rock and roll washed Ursula shirt. And again, I think this is perfect for spooky season too. And y'all, this is more of like a crop shirt, but because I'm short, my torso is not very long. So oftentimes a lot of crop top shirts actually fit me like, just like maybe like a standard t-shirt, maybe just not as long. Like it fits me right, like perfectly to my waist. So I love this. I love the color. It kind of has like, you see like the washed out faded look. And then we see Ursula in all her glory. And this looks like Ursula. This is giving, honey, Ursula's rock band. This is giving Ursula going on tour vibes. Don't mess it up. You better have practice. This is giving Ursula has stolen all the best voices and she is now ready to go on tour. So I absolutely love this. Oh, and at the bottom it says 1989 Make 'em Squirm World Tour. I don't even know that I noticed that detailing. I just saw like the front and I saw Ursula, and my sister is going to die because that's my sister's year, her birth year. This is like so cute. I love this. I cannot wait to rock this. And this may also be something else that I take with me. Y'all, I am set. Your girl is set for this California trip. We have everything going in terms of our good balance of our shirts and our crew necks. So I think I may be good. I love this. I'm like, done. We don't need to spend any more coin trying to get ready for this trip. We have our ears, we have our fits. So we're good to go. And y'all, typically, and I'm not the most fashionable person, especially since moving to Florida, a lot of my merch now, a lot of what I wear is like Disney Universal shirts and it's like kind of like something you just fall into if you are someone who's a pass holder, if you love going to the parks all the time, and if you live here, like you can't really escape it. So that's where I'm at, y'all. In terms of prices, the Ursula shirt, let's scroll here. So the Ursula shirt, very similar, I think, to the Evil Queen, $29.99, and I paid $22.49 for it. I'm excited to wear all of these things, and I have one more item to show you all. And typically for my fashions, I'm like, I will just pair up like a nice top, whether that's a crew neck shirt, whatever, with some black leggings. Y'all, I'm just a black leggings girly. I hardly ever wear jeans anymore. And I think a lot of it is just because comfort. I'm in a stage in my life where I am choosing comfort above everything and anything. I don't need to be the most fashionable person. And also, y'all, I work a remote-based job. So I don't really need to buy like luxury items or, you know, feel like I have to keep switching up my wardrobe. So I feel very fortunate that I'm in that position where it's like, I mean, I'm pretty much plain Jane. I like having my leggings. I like having a cool graphic shirt or a cool like crew neck sweater. And I like having a chain. So that's typically where I'm at in terms of like my base fashion. Have some, you know, nice kicks, whether they're Nikes or something I bought off of TikTok. Like whatever I like in that realm, or even Skechers, that's what I'll typically wear. I have a very relaxed athleisure lifestyle. that reflects that and shows that. So I'm not the Fastanisha. Y'all, this is not a lifestyle channel. There are plenty of awesome, amazing influencers that crush it in that area. This ain't it. This is raw and unfiltered Java and Journeys with Jillian, with Jillian's pretty much like very simple life, but that I find some unique spots in it that I love to take you all on, and especially with the caffeinated twist, because we all love our coffee and tea. And speaking of coffee and tea, this last item that I purchased, y'all, look at this. It is Pluto holding a bone, and I'm like, this is perfect for spooky season. And it says Bon Appetit. And I like the bottom of this because Disney actually has a lot of cups in this style. You can just stack them. So that's what I like about it. And it has like the detail on the inside, and it's a bat on top of a cupcake. And y'all, these are dishwasher safe. So I love that. Not all the mugs are, so check that out if that's a deal breaker for you. But I love getting the mugs that are dishwasher safe. And we have our hitchhiking ghost on the back of it. So we're channeling the Haunted Mansion vibes. So y'all, that was my haul. I'm gonna take a quick sip of this tea. Thank you all for joining me on one of my Disney hauls, and again, Java and Journeys at Home. If you like these style of videos, let me know. I don't do them too often, but y'all, I do have some hopefully exciting footage upcoming. I have a work trip in New York, so I'm gonna try to film some of that and take you all along with me to New York. So I've been trying to keep it pretty like low-key and chill the past week or so, just to gear up for this trip. So I hope you continue to check out my adventures. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Come on now, drop down in the comments which one of these items that I purchased as part of my Disney haul were ones that you really liked. Let me know. And also, if you see some Disney merch that you're like, Jillian, like, check this out, let me know. I am more than happy to look at merch, especially when we're doing our walk and talk live streams. If there's something you want to see, I have no problem going into the stores, y'all, and letting y'all know what's up in terms of prices, in terms of what things look like. Are they good quality or not? Because my opinion is not going to hurt Disney's bank account. So I have no problems at all with being very honest, but I am very thrilled with all these items. I can't wait to take them on me when I go out and travel to California in the fall. I especially cannot wait till it gets cool enough outside where I can wear and rock out these crew neck sweaters. Y'all, with that being said, I cannot wait to take you all along with me to New York and on future adventures. I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye.